So today is the last class for this semester, so still have many things we have to finish before our semester final. First thing is please check our schedule. For today we are going to finish the texture pen. So probably I will just show you inside Surgical what kind of thing we can do. But still I will show you how to do the texture pen inside Blender. But I think that if you have taken my fundamental computer aided design class, that you already know that how to do the texture pen inside Blender. So it will be relatively easier but also limited. And inside 3D Code, since it's a PBM material software, so that we can do many different things, including do the occlusion backing, also probably displacement texture, and many different layers of the different type of texture. By using that our material will look more realistic compared to the Blender one. So once we finish the texture pen, the last things we will do is to do the rig and driver. For the rig part, we will just simply using Mixamo to do that, so it will be way more easier compared to do the manually rigging. And for the driver part, we are going to using that to change the face expression. Basically, it's still based on the shape editor. But for these times, we are going to using the shape editor and with the rigging stuff. So that we are going to using driver connect them together so that we will get the final result. It will be more mature and more controllable. So that will be the final things for this semester. Okay, so that's it. Let's open up the file that we have made in the last week. I think in the last week I have already uploaded this model to our Facebook teaching group, so that you can see in this model. Basically, the typology is pretty much done and everything looks okay. The only things we haven't do is about to unwrap the UV. You can see that on the red line right here, I have already split the texture, the UV map into different portions. So arm is one portion, and body is another portion. Leg is another portion, and all of them have to be split into half. So that when we are going to do the unwrap UV, we can just directly using the algorithm to flatten them into a 2D texture plane. So let's take a look. So first thing, the face part, for sure we will split the ear into two different portions. And also for the mouth part, in the inner area like the throat, I will split them into another portion. And if you want to unwrap the face and make this one become a flattened 2D texture, we have to split your head and the back side. So that's the things. And for the body part, basically just split the arm and also the leg, the foot, all of them into different portions. And make sure all of them will be split into two different pieces. So that when we are going to do the unwrapping, you can make this one become a flattened texture. It will be fun. So that's it. Please take a look about my uploaded file and finish the unwrapping stuff. Now let's select everything. Let's redo the unwrap stuff. Please go to the edit mode, go to the face selection mode, select everything, press the A key, to select everything, and then press the U key on your keyboard. Start to do the unwrapping stuff. So we won't use the Smart UV project or another different way for unwrap the UV map. We're just simply using unwrap, because we have already set up the Sim A, so you can just simply using the unwrap to get the nice result. Okay, so now we have. So here is the result. It's, as far as you can see, if your UV map looks, if you set your UV map well, basically it will be a symmetry model. It will be a symmetry one. So you can see that basically everything is symmetry and also well organized on these 2D textures. But there is a thing. Please remember this one. If you take a look about the UV map, you can see that for sure some part like the face part. Let's take a look. Let me draw that for you. you can take a look about the face part. The face part, the size of the edge code mesh looks much more smaller compared to the edge border right here, right? That's about the deformation of your UV map. And because we use this one, and just like if you have seen the global sphere 2D texture on the map, you will know that probably on the north area, on the Antarctic area, the size of the land will be a little bit different. It will not be the real area size of the land. The idea is pretty much the same. For this one, because we unwrap the UV map on this edge, so the border area will be distorted more compared to the center area. So it will affect your texture pan. For example, like this part, basically this part, it will be more low resolution. And for that part, it will have higher resolution. So that will be a problem. If you want to fix that, then we have to split this one into more couple different segments. Probably like this part, we have to split more. And also this part, we have to split more. So something like that. But for this time, I will just keep like this because we don't have so much time to detail control the size of each code mesh. I will just keep this one like this. Okay, so once you finish this one, don't forget to save your UV map. We can go to here, open up the image editor or UV editor and go to image, save this one. And if you are new to here, remember to choosing save as. And save your UV map. Okay? Save your UV map. So the first one I want to show you is how to set the material UV texture pan inside your Blender, not the 3D code. So let's turn off this one. Let's open up the shade editor. Now we only have a very simple shade editor node inside your material. So the things we have to do, you can just press Ctrl and T to open up the node wrangler so that it will automatically create the image texture for you. So we can open up the UV texture map right here. And you're supposed to turn your model into black. Right? It was supposed to turn your model into black. And I will turn the opacity to 1 so that we can see your model. So please go to the alpha and turn this number to 1. Now we have the UV map, and you can go to the texture pan, start to paint on your UV map. If you want, you can split your window into 3 segments, just like this. One is the model. One is the model. Another one is the shade editor. The last one is the image editor or UV editor. Up to you. Both of them are fine. I think it's better for you to use an image editor. So if you pan now, you can see that it will directly show up on your image editors. And if you want to do fast, probably we can just simply choosing the fill tool and just directly fill all the texture on your model. Alright? So now we have. And next things, you can start to pan. So for example, let's using the draw tools. And turn on the right side panel, go to the tools, and start to change the color to probably skin color, something like that, and gradually draw your model. But for this one, we won't have the UV texture, right? We won't have the normal map or another thing. So for that part, we have to use some online tool. We have some online normal map tools that can help us to generate the normal map later, once you finish the texture painting. So for that part, I will leave that part to the next section. At the very beginning, let's give you probably around 10 minutes to finish the unwrap UV and also the setting of your texture. I think it's pretty much the same, just like the things we have done in the first year. So please finish this part as soon as possible. Alright, let's give you around 10 minutes to finish this operation. Okay, so let's assume you have already finished your unwrap UV and also bring the texture back to your shade editor. So now we are going to start our texture pan inside Blender. Remember to open up your symmetry option right here. And we can just directly go to texture pen for your model. And here, I think you guys supposed to be familiar with this section because this one we have already used that before. So we have pen, also we have soften, we have smear, and also we have clone and fill. So at the very beginning, we can change the overall color by using the fill options. So let's just go to the texture pen and choosing the fill options and change the color to the one you want. So probably I want this girl can be a little bit darker compared to the regular white people. I want this one can be a little bit darker. And you can by change the color fill and also change the side right here to get the right color. So let's choosing fill. Okay. Okay, so now we have this one. This is the darker color scheme. So the next thing is that we have to adjust the texture to the right number. The metallic will increase the reflection. So if you increase this one too much, it will look like a metallic girl. So we have to decrease the metallic color a little bit. Probably make this one to 0.2 or 0.12 or 0.15, both of them are fine. But for the roughness, we can somehow increase a little bit. Just make this girl look like a young girl so that the skin will still look bright. So for this one, let's increase a little bit on the roughness part. So now it looks fine. Next thing is let's start to pen. Usually for the texture pen, the idea is pretty much the same idea, just like when girls are trying to do the makeup. Okay, I hope that you guys can understand what I'm talking about. Basically, it's just very similar to makeup. So, for example, if I want to strengthen the face, strengthen the nose area, probably we can make some red color on the side of the nose and slightly pen on the nose side. I think for this part, the girl can do better work compared to the boys because this one you're supposed to know this one from earlier. Alright, anyway, let's try to do the painting. So let's try for the bottom side, let's just using the red color to do the pen. And also in the middle, that's supposed to be a little bit red light color. And also on the side of the eyes, let's try to apply some color here. And the inner part of the ear, we also have to do that as well. And on the side of the jaw, let's try to do that as well. So basically, pretty much all this kind of occlusion border, ambient occlusion border, we have to do that. And for sure, you still can change the strength. For some part, we can make them more lighter. Alright, quickly do that. And if you see, alright, so for now the border is too sharp and I don't like that. So for sure, you can use smear to refine the border. Just by smear and make the border be blurred and make them merge with the original color. And don't change your brush too big, otherwise it will slow down the performance of your laptop. Alright, so just like that. And for the leaves, pretty much the same. You can just turn the color be more red. And pen on your skin model. And for the border, if you don't want to make this one looks like the, let's say, probably the kind of old-fashioned makeup, Let's try to using soften to soften the border. It will look better. And also you can using smear to smooth the border as well. Alright, let's take a look about the front view. For now, probably you may wonder why this part looks so sharp. The reason why this part looks so sharp is because of the crease. In the original model, I have already do the crease for this edge. So you can see that this part has a sharp, thick red line right here. So if you don't want to have this kind of affection, well, we can select everything, go to the edge selection mode, select all, right click, choosing clear sharp, so that it can help you to remove the sharp border. Okay, so just follow this way to do the rest of the painting, and then we can start to do the 3D Code texture pen. For the 3D Code texture pen, it will be another totally different thing. So for this part, just try to use in the Blender. If you just want to stay with Blender, you can use in this way to do the texture painting. And for the 3D Code, we will use in the Smart Material to do the quickly texture pen. So it will be easier and also more realistic. Alright, so let's give you around probably 15 minutes to do the texture pen for Blender. Then we will keep moving forward. So for this one, let's take a look of this auto. So why we have to do the UV unwrapping by manually way and make your UV map looks like this. This one looks like a flattened face mask or something. That's because in the old time, probably before we have the texture pen material techniques, the things we can do with the UV texture pen is using Photoshop or some kind of 2D painting software and unwrap the face photos and put the face photo feed with your UV map. So the result actually will look like this. Okay, so you can take a photo of yourself or probably take a photo of someone else and then try to flatten that one, and by using morph or probably using distorted, and we can force the face feed with your UV map. So that's the idea about the old technique. But even for now, I think this one is still very useful because it is impossible for you guys to make everything paint by yourself. You can see that if I want to paint a very realistic human being, it would take a lot of time to do that. So using photometric way to do the fitting, it will be a very powerful way to do the texture pen. And even you don't want to use in the photo, you can probably just want to do the painting by yourself. But if you want to have the texture like skin or something, still using Photoshop or using another photometric way to do that, it will be a very easy and powerful way to do that. So for now, we only have color. But if you do want to have some detailed skin texture, then we need the skin texture to do that and make these kind of little patterns on your skin so it will look more realistic. Okay, so that's the things. But for this one, I will just stop right here. If you prefer using Blender to do that, I would say it is okay just using Blender to do that. But probably after you finish your texture pen, you guys need to go to Photoshop to do the compositing and add some skin texture. Finally, using the normal map online, this one, to generate your normal map and displacement map so that you can get a more realistic model. Okay, so I will stop here. I will stop this one right now because this is the old technique that we have used before, using the Blender to do a texture pen. For this time, let's try to use the 3D Code to do the texture painting. So for the 3D Code part, first things we have to export this model. Let's choosing the model first, go to File, Export, and choosing OBJ format. And don't forget to choosing selection only because we only need the model we selected. For the eyeball, I think we can ignore that part. The eyeball we can do that later, or if you want, you can using another online texture to do the eyeball UV map texture map. Alright, so remember to choosing the selection only and then export your model. You don't have to export this UV map because we won't using this one now. So let's just directly export. Okay. Now let's go to the 3D code. For this time, we are going to use a different section. Before that, we usually use the voxel pen and also probably some part of the texture pen inside 3D code. But for this time, basically, we will using the texture pen. We won't using the voxel pen anymore. Okay, so once we go to 3D code, now we are going to use in the painting mode. Please go to File and go to the Import, and we are going to use an import model for per pixel painting. What happened to the screen? Wait for a second. 同学，我们这边的话就开始使用 3D code 来帮助我们做辅助了哦。那当然，既然你要用使用 3D code 的话，其实我们就是会直接搭配它的智慧材质球来进行操作。那通常我的做法，如果是要做皮肤的话了，大概会先使用就是一层涂层，然后这边的话就直接只有开这边这个 glossiness 这一块。这样的话，我们就可以用这一个，就不用添涂颜色，也不用添涂凹凸贴图，就把它这个整个皮肤去打光跟打亮一点点。那这就会被存在我们的贴图材质里面。那第二个的话呢，当然就是说我们可以来加一点点我们的这个表面上的纹理，那就会搭配我们的这个 Smart Material 这边的这个智慧材质来做操作。那就请你们就到这边去找到我们的 Leader， 应该是最接近皮肤的了。那我们就使用 Leader， 然后呢去增加我们这边的一些细节。OK， 你可以就透过选择这边这个选项，然后来增加它的一些 Skin 的一些细节啊。那再来的话呢，就是我们可以用 Dirt 很快速的去添加它周边的这一个 Ambient Occlusion， 就是这个 AO 贴图，让它旁边看起来比较立体跟强化一些，那它整个五官就会看起来更细致一点点哦。OK， 所以大概会是这样子，就先请你们帮我做一下这几个操作。那请大家记得哦，就是你们这边做的操作啊，必须要是有如果你们的 3D code 已经超过实现的话，那你们就连导出贴都没办法。如果你们还在实现内，那你们导出的话会有水印啊，所以这个的话就变得必须要透过就是可能是要付费版本1-2个月、2个月的这样子的资源版才会有办法去做这个操作哦。 可以再大一点。
想要修那个线，但我不会修。
啊？
想要修就是他头顶的线，但我完全不知道从何下手。因为照理说要修成这样嘛，就是方格方格的。但我就不知道怎么办。
你就连这期真的就是连连看，没有什么特别的。
哪有我是超人的？因为我
真的有点。
有让我直接完蛋。
你不会啊？
他头顶比较惨。
如果大家都真的有这个问题的话，那真的是有点
我看还去偷
麻烦。
有些人修好了，他说他修很久，但我还说我没事。
因为他真的就是经验跟时间。因为讲真的，其实如果你有 OTAPO 的话很快，但是因为你们没有人，应该可能没有很多人会买那个外挂，所以那就是手动。手动的话就是要有点经验而已。
而且现在因为那个里面有合起来，然后我现在也不知道。
就是 mirror 嘛，对不对？我们先，你可以先，你就可以先。
我帮他喝掉。
对啊，我们就先回他。
我是不敢动。
不会啊，为什么？
我怕他危险。
好，我们这个，我先把上面的面给清掉，因为这边现在有点乱。我觉得大概就是看你要从哪边开始去修它了。如果是你的话，我可能不会用跟我一样的方式，我可能会变成是从侧边开始，然后再看看要怎么样去做前面，就这边再加这边。
因为这边线跟那边线都不一样。
对啊，对，这是肯定的，就是除非你真的已经熟到一个很厉害的程度，不然的话，我觉得不可能，你不可能一样啊。
错啊。
就很快的先把，因为头其实它不会动，所以讲真的，你的布线不管长怎样都没什么太大差。
他乱到我都看不下去。因为那时候做的时候想就是先把它合起来，结果合起来就变成这样。
对啊，其实基本上真的就是先合起来再说啊。你就是先合嘛，然后你接下来才会
再修。
对啊，你再修啊，因为本来就是假设如果你真的，等一下，这个是西门多根型吗？这是什么？Active Wi-Fi
那个圆润的那个
是吗？
是吗？
也不像，已经关掉。哦，是啊，这是你的西门多根型。
哎，是耶。
完了，其实它就是连连看而已啊，所以你就是
把它两个面。
对啊，这边我们就几周可以去。你这边其实大概就差不多啊，然后看我们再打开一下。那这里的话看起来好像可以连，我们先把中间的补起来。这边看起来我们就是要想办法把它跟这里连嘛，这边我们也先连起来吧。先补起来。好，那这里我们就先，反正就我想最核心的就是先从最接近的地方开始，所以我们就好，第一条线嘛，这一条的话我们就从这边开始吧。好，另外一边其实等一下可以直接 mirror 啊，不过我们先看一下这样对不对？这样应该有了。那接下来我们 Scott No， 我们用 Smooth 一下。抱歉，快要帮你打开了。
哎呦喂，好痛哦！
好，那再来的话，这条其实不用，所以我们把它合起来。差不多了。那这样的话，这里就看看有没有一些是不用的，这个看起来是一定要的，这个看起来一定要。那所以既然它一定要，那我们就在后面再加吧。为了不要让那条线就是会切到前面来，所以我这边先把它变三角形。
哦，这样它到那边就会停。
对，它到那边就会停，因为我不想让它连到前面去啊，所以方便起见，我们就先这样，那就好了。那接下来。OK， 现在就这两条有必要吗？我可以看起来也是有必要。好，那就再加，因为你后面其实真的没差，反正基本上只要没有动的都没关系，除非你真的是很要求了，但是只要它不会有动画的，其实都无所谓。
然后我们期末应该不会做一。
我们不会，没有时间了。
对。
就这样吧。然后看你这边要不要啦，因为其实这边基本上它的头顶我觉得它不会动，我们就省一点面吧。好，然后我们再回去 Scott No 练 Smooth， 这边先整一下。那头顶应该差不多了，这边也是把它整一下，就不要让它有太过集中的面，那你就是再把它展开来一下，然后让它自己在地方有就可以了，这样可以了吧 ？OK。
好，谢谢。
吃力，我的滑鼠嘞。 好，同学，我们加速一下下哦。Alright, guys, let's be 我刚刚没有。Alright, guys. So in the last section, we have already finished the basic skin setting. For sure, you can keep refining that. For example, there's something we cannot do inside Blender, or let's say it's hard to do that inside Blender. For example, like the detailed texture on your skin, on your lips. Usually on the lip, we will have some vertical crease on your lips, right? Just like the real pattern, real shape of the skin. But for that part, it will be very hard to do that inside Blender because for that one, we have to connect the normal matte and then also using some setting inside Shade Actor to do that. But inside Shade Code, we can do that in a very easy way. So I just by clicking this button, I create a new layer. I call that one Skin Patterns. And we can go to Symmetry. Please turn on Symmetry, choosing Toggle Symmetry and press S key. Turn on the Symmetry panel right here. And choose Enable Symmetry. And also turn on the Symmetry on the X direction. We are going to pan on here. So that we can try to use this way to pan the little textures on your skin. On your lips. Alright? Because the maximum resolution of our model is 4000. Right now. And the maximum we can do inside 3D Code actually is 16,000. But it will be too much. But anyway, that's the things we can try to do. By using the texture pen, you can do the normal matte painting inside 3D Code. Alright, so for that part, we can try to somehow smooth a little bit using the airbrush. Alright, so that you can create the pattern. Also on here, on the side of your eye, you can do the same idea. Just by turn on the dips and turn off the rest of the part, we can draw some very detailed things on your model. So for example, like this part, let's try to increase the detail of the eyes. Or make this part be thick a little bit. But unfortunately, because of the limitation of the maximum resolution, so there is still limited things we can do. But for sure, it will be much more better compared to 3D Blender. Let's decrease the number a little bit. I think it's a little bit too much. Okay, something like that. And for sure, you can keep refining that. For example, like the ear, you can do the same thing. For the ears, because we have reduced the number of the face, so you can see that right now, it doesn't have much detail inside. But with the texture pen inside 3D Code, where there are many things we can do now. Too much. Alright, let's create a new layer because I think if I just directly draw, it will be too deep. Let's turn this one to 20%. And hold on your Control key. I want to increase a little bit about the detailed patterns right here. So somehow make this one has more sharp crease on the border. I think you can see that although it's a very tiny change, but it can increase the quality of your model. Alright, something like that. Okay, so for the face part, I think it's pretty much finished. So once you finish this one, we can just directly merge with the skin patterns. I think they are pretty much the same, so I will just directly merge them together. So now you can see that. Please take a look about this one. If I turn off the skin pattern, you can see the shader become much more light than before. But if we turn on this one, this is the turn off one, this is the turn on one. So we have much more detail than before. So final things, because just like what I said before, since we are going to use in the 3D Code for making texture, so for sure we can make something different. Let's create a clothes, probably like a cyberpunk clothes, it will be fun. So let's create some clothes for this girl. This is, after all, this is not a regular human figure model. I wanted this one can be like a cyberpunk stuff, something like that. So we can try to change the color on the major part. So for example, like this area, I want to do something different things. So let's go to here using the probably vertex lasso to paint the clothes. So let's change the color to deep blue one. And we can slightly increase the number of the tips. And also I want to turn on the light, the color, and also turn on the roughness. So for this part, let's try. It doesn't work. Why? Oh, because the opacity is too low. Let's turn this one to 100. Okay, so now we have. Let's create some clothes for this guy. Otherwise, she's naked. I think it's not a good thing. So let's try to create some clothes for this little girl. Okay, and for the middle, because it's hard for me to using the vertex lasso to do that, so let's just simply using the painting to do that. Alright, so now we have this one. Usually my operation will be like this. I prefer you guys separate the color and also the dips, put the color and the dips in a separate layer. So for this layer, it will only control the color stuff. For another layer, it will control the dips color and the dips opacity. So basically, I hope that one it can be separated. It will be easier for you to do the rest of things. So for this one, we can use in color to control the shape. Probably make the border be sharp a little bit. Okay. Then let's create a new layer. Let's call that one close dips. Okay. Let's call this one close dips. And let's turn on the dips and turn off the rest part. Now we can start to do the painting. Let's using the curve tool to do that. So let's try to do that. Increase the number. Okay, and for sure you still can using the painting way to do some detailed patterns on your model. So let's hold on the control key. Probably I want to make some kind of cyberpunk sculpting like this. And for the border, let's do the same things. And make some bolt on the model, something like that. And for this one, let's do the same things. Hold on your control key. Something like that. And if you think this one is a little bit too deep, then we can try to reduce the number of the dips opacity. Probably to 50, it will be quite enough. By changing the opacity right here, change the opacity number on the layer setting, then you can change that. You can change the dips number. Let me reduce more, probably just fine. Let's take a look. 5. Okay. Sorry, that's the roughness. I do the wrong things. Sorry for that. This one, 100. That one 100. And for the depth opacity, let's turn that one to 15 or 20. Okay, something like that. So by using this way, you can do the many different things on your model. And for sure, we still can using the smart material to add on some detail. So let's turn on all the information right here, including the depth, color, and also the roughness. Let's go to the smart material and choosing the metal or another different material you want to use. Probably I will using the metal, and we still can draw on your model. Alright? Something like that. So please try to do that by using this way to finish your texture pen inside 3D Code. So once you finish, let's assume you have finished the save. Unlike the voxel pen, because for the voxel pen we don't have the UV texture, we don't have the UV map yet. So for now, you don't have to worry about the typology scene. You can just directly go to File, Export Object and Texture. And for this time, please choose the Blender Bridge or Blender App Link. Both of them are fine. I think you can choose in Blender App Link. So this one will follow the Blender format to help you export your texture. So once you finish the setting, let's choose in Export. And we can replace the model or call this one model 2. This way. Okay, so this is the finished one. Let's take a look about the final result. I think it will be here. Okay, so the map show up right here. This is the final one. Here is the diffuse color. The diffuse color one, and also because we don't have any metal material, so it won't show up right here. The roughness or normal map, and also the displacement and emissive color. So all the material, it will be automatically back to the right channel. So now we can bring this texture back to Blender and finish our model. Alright, so right now it's 3:01 o'clock. Let's take a 15 minutes break until 3:16. Then we can keep moving forward and finish the rigging part. That will be the last part for this class. Let's try to bring the texture back to Blender, okay? So first thing for sure, let me delete everything because that's the things I did before. So for the first part, for sure, we have to replace the diffuse map. Let's go to here, open the image, and choose the one we just created, choosing the diffuse one. Alright? And second one is that we can use the normal map to replace the old one. So let's just directly Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, copy the original texture node. Or you can just press Shift+D for copy this one. Move them to here. By changing the locations of the normal map, then we can replace a new one. For the color, please connect to the normal map node color so that we can use in the normal map to control the color of your using the normal map to control the 3D effecting texture of your normal map. So let's increase a little bit about this number so you can see now we have the 3D effecting texture on your model. But there is a thing. Please remember that. If you remember, when we are working on the scene of the UV map, we talked about that you have to hide the scene map on something that are not there obviously. So if you are increase the number, take a look. If I increase the number of the normal map, you can see that right now we have a very obvious seam edge in between the head and also your neck. That's because this is the seam edge of between these two normal maps. And sometimes even we have the same strength of the normal map, but still it will look pretty obviously because these two parts, they have a different normal direction. So if you increase the number right here, it will make them look pretty obviously to see the same location of the same edge. So for that part, I will just reduce the number probably to 15 or something. Just make sure that we can see the detail of the texture. It will be quite enough. Alright? So that's it. That's all about the things. So the next thing, let's try to do the rigging, and I want to finish the whole class for this semester. So please follow my operation and finish the rest apart. So first things, let's try to do the rigging things. Okay, let's try to do the rigging things. So let's choose in the model again. Actually, we don't have to redo that. We can just export this one. So we can just, because we already exported that before, let's just use in the OBJ model that we have done before. So let's choose in this one. This time I will using the Mixamo to do the body rigging. So let's just directly go to the Mixamo. I think you guys are very familiar with that one. Let me redo that again. Let's go to File Mixamo, go to the website. Okay. And choose upload the character model. For this time, we don't have to upload the texture as well. We only need to upload the texture and the model itself. So let's choose in the OBJ model. Wait for a while. Okay, so this is the finished model. Let's put the shin to the shin position, put the rest to the rest position, put the elbow to the joint position, put the knee to this part. Let's quickly finish the setting of the Mixamo and put next. Because our model still has a pretty high number of faces, so it will take probably around 1 minute to do the calculation. It is okay. Let's just wait. All right. So now we have. Let's take a look. Okay, everything looks fine. So let's keep moving forward. Go to next. Which I want to replace my old model. And let's just directly choosing a pose for that. Probably I will choose compact pose. Maybe just this one, the kick one. Alright. Once you finish, let's just download the model. For this time, I want to with the skin. So let's just directly choosing with the skin. And for the frame per second, let's choose in 24. I think 24 will be better for Blender. We don't have to render so many frames. For the other one, I think we don't have to change. Let's just directly download it. Okay, so now we have. This is the finished model. Let's go back to Blender. Let's go back to Blender. So actually, I have already imported the model before. For this one, this is the import model. But probably you may wonder, how can we get the original A pose from our model? Actually, it's very simple. At the very beginning, when you import your model, this will be a FBX format model. So please drag all the keyframe to the backside. Drag all the keyframe to the backside. Choosing the skeleton, go to the pose mode. Go to the pose mode. Choose everything. So for example, the original one, the original one you get probably will look like this. And please choose, go to the pose mode. Select all the whole bones. Select all whole bones. And press Auto G, Auto R, and Auto S. And then you can bring the whole skeleton back to the original position. Okay? We can get all the pose to the original position, just like this. I will connect the material. Okay, so now you can get the material. Sorry, you can get the A pose. So the next things I'd like to do actually is a little bit tricky. So please try to follow my operations. Let me move the eyes to here. Let's unhide everything, and I want to duplicate the eye. Where's that? Okay, so now we have the skeleton. This is made by the Mixamo, but we don't have the face expression, right? So the next things we're going to do is the face expression, and also I want you guys to try to using the driver to control the face expressions. Okay, let's try to do that. So for the face expression, just like the things we have tried before in probably your second semester in first year. So if you do want to make the face expression, I think the best way still is using shape key. Rather than using the skeleton to control the face expression, using shape key will be a better option. So right here, let's create a basis shape key. Then let's create a new one. Let's call this one probably smile. Okay, let's call this one smile. Let's go to the edit mode. Under the selection of the smile, let's go to the edit mode. Choose the face on the side of your mouse. Probably these two, these four. And for that part, let's choose the same. Alright? And don't forget to turn on the proportional editing. Otherwise, probably it will be a little bit hard for you to control. Alright, so this is the smile. And also for the face, I think we can somehow change that. For the eye, we can somehow change that, make this one go larger, something like that. Okay, so now we have. So just like the things we did before, you can change this value and you can get the slightly change of your face, by using the shape key. But the next things I want to do is like this. So this is the face expression. So I want to create bones. I want to create a bones right here, and using that bone to control that. Let's go to the edit mode of this skeleton. Let's go to edit mode, and if you want to see this skeleton can be always shown in front of the model, please select the skeleton first, and go to here, go to this data, view for display, choosing the in front and choosing the name. I want to see the name of the skeleton. So now we have this one. Let's go to the edit mode of these guys. And then I want to put probably right here it is okay. Let's press Shift A, create a new bones. And this one is for controlling the face. So I will call this one smile. Probably in front of your mouse. Let's call this bone smile bones. Sorry, let me find the name of this guy. Smile. Bones. Something like that. Okay, so the next things we can do is to using the driver to connect the shape key with your bone. Basically, you can see driver as a bridge inside Blender. You can using driver to connect different parameters. Probably using the bone to control the number of the modifier, or probably using the driver to control the position of your model, something like that. Basically, it's just like a bridge that can connect different data. So for this time, we are going to using driver to connect the bone and your face expression. Let's try to do that. So first thing, select your model, go to the data, go to the smile, and we are going to set the driver right here. Right click, choosing Add Driver. And once you set the Add Driver, the color of this section will turn into purple color. Let's call this one again, just right click, choosing Edit Driver. And the things we are going to do, we have to choosing the bone first. Let's using this little drop and connect this one. Okay, so now I think it has to be connected. Let's go back to here. The next thing is, once you set up the armature, we also have to select a specific bone. I think the bone name is Smile. Smile bones. And what's the things you want to do? I want to using the Z location of this bone to control the number of these parameter, or the number of the shape key. So let's do it again. It's a little bit annoying. So actually you can try to split this one and go to find shape key driver. I think it is right here on top sheet or something, or driver right here. So let's do this shape key value smile. So you can see that this is the driver setting of your model. Okay, so now we have set that. So now this one is controlled by the smile bone, and the number of the function is variation. So basically, it will follow the movement of the bone, and by change the movement of this bone, and the number of the shape key will be changed as well. So this time I want to using the Z location. You can using word space or using the transform, using the local space. Both of them are fine. For me, I prefer to using the local space. Let's try. So let's go to here, choosing the bone, and choosing the pose mode. Let's try to move that. Doesn't work. It's using GZZ. Doesn't work. Let's try it again. Armature, smile, Z location. Alright, let's try to choose in the workspace. I think it will be better, easier to use. Okay, it do change. So basically, when I move this one, this guy smile. So this is a very tiny change because I didn't do too much on the shape key. But anyway, this is the idea. By using the driver right here, and we can connect the different data together. So now we are trying to using the movement of the smile bone, using that to control the value of the shape key. Okay, so for that one, we can use this one to set different kind of face expression, including the eye close, eye open, or the mouth open, mouth closed, etc. things. So you can use this one to set the detail of the face expression. Alright, so that's it. Let's give you some time to try this one. Right now it's 3:34. Let's give you guys some time to try this one. And if you got questions, then I can try to help you. Alright guys, so for now we are going to do the tutorial of rigging. So first things for this time, I will do the rigging in a more easier way. For the body part, I mean this area, we can just simply using the online tool Mixamo to quickly get the rigging skeletons like this. And for the face expressions, I will do that in a more complicated way, but it's more advanced and also more useful. So please take a look about how I do that. So first things, let's choose in the model. This is the one we are going to use for rigging. So let's go to File, Export, and choose the OBJ file. Remember to check the selection only. Okay? Once you finish the setting right here, let's choose Export Wave from OBJ. Next thing, we have to go to the Mixamo website. It is released by Adobe. So let's go to the Google, search for Mixamo here. Let's just log in. You can use your Google account to log in this website. Then let's choose Upload Character. Let's choose Select Character File and choose the one we just export. So it will be here, the Figure Demo 2 OBJ file. It will take for a while to uploading, so please wait. Next thing, just follow the instruction from this website to do the rigging. So first thing, locate the shin. Second thing, locate the rest. Third thing, locate the elbow. Fourth thing, locate the knee. Once you finish, pull the groin in the right position. Then keep moving forward. Alright, so once you finish the uploading, you will see your model show up in the viewport. Just like this. Let's choose next. It tells you your 3D model has been uploaded and it will replace the original old model that you uploaded before. It is okay, let's just go next. Well, for now, it shows up on the underground position. It looks weird. But once you go choose another different pose, you can bring the model back. So it is okay. So probably we can choose some model like in the kick pose, something like that. Maybe this one will be better because this one is in the same position. Alright, so I will use this one. So for now, everything looks fine because our typology looks okay. So I think, well, even for now, the animation looks fine. Let's choose in download. And I will choose probably just 24 frames so we don't need to render too many frames. And also I want to download with the skin. Just in case, if you want to use this one to do the 3D game and you want to use it on Unreal or Unity, actually you can choose it without skin. Just download the skeleton, you will be fine. Okay, so now let's download. Alright, so now we have the model which named Martello 2. Let's go to import this model. Let's go to File, Import, and choosing the FBX format. Okay, that's right here. Because they are pretty much the same, so I will just using the Martello 2 model. Let's import. And you won't see that. I don't know why, but for the Mixamo, it will force your file turn into a small scale. So let's go to here, change this one to 1. So you will see that. So this is the animation model. Let's take a look. Alright, looks okay. But how can we bring this one to here? Very simple. Actually, the only things we have to do, first thing is let's drag the keyframe probably to frame 50. Then let's choose in the armatures. Go to the pose mode. Select everything. Press Auto G, Auto R, and Auto S so that you can bring the keyframe back to the original setting. Alright, so now let's press K key on your keyboard and set the location, rotation, and scale on the frame 1. Jump out of the pose mode. So now you have it. Alright, so that's about how to bring the armature back to the A pose. I will delete that one because I already have one right here. The next thing we are going to do is to change the face expression. Right here I already have some. Let me delete that. Delete the drivers. So please take a look. So for the pose itself, the body pose, we can simply use this one. You can simply use in the armature to do that. But for the face expression, well, we cannot do that because for that one, well, Mixamo cannot do such a detailed control for us. So for that case, we will use in shape key to do that. Shape key is right here under the data shape key. And you can see that, well, right here, I already have some. So in your case, probably if you don't have any shape key, you have to go here, let's choose this one. You have to choose this guys and go to here to create a basic shape key. That's the first. Then you can create another one. Let's call this one angry. Something like that. Then make sure all the things are still stay in the same parameter. The value is 0. Go to the edit mode. Now let's try to change that. Let's choose in the vertex in the center and make sure the symmetry is on. Turn on the proportional editing. Move the eyes go down. Something like that. And jump out of the edit mode. So now you can use in this way to change the face expression. By changing the value here, you can change that. And also we can change the range minima. Maybe change this one to -1 so that it can have a reverse different visual effect. Let's hide the slash first. Okay, so now we can have the different face expression. But for this one, how can we use the armature to control this number? Because for now they are the slider on the side panel and it's not that easy to use. So usually, wait for a second, let me turn this one to the original setting, 0. The range minima is -1. And here is 0. Okay. So how can we connect this one with the armature? Use the armature to control the face expression. For that part, well, we are going to using a new tools that named driver. Driver is just like a bridge inside Blender. You can set driver on all the different parameters and using the driver to connect them together. So for example, you can using the movement of the model to control the rotation. You can using the movement of the model to control probably the emission strength, something like that. So it is very powerful tool that we can do, almost like programming. Actually, it's about programming inside Blender. Okay, anyway, let's try to do that. Let's go to the shape key and I have to create the armature, the controller first. So let's move the cursor to here, Shift and S, move the cursor to here, Shift A, create a single bone, and scale this one down. Probably in 0.1 it will be quite enough. And remember to change the rotation mode to Euler. Ctrl A, apply O transform. Sorry, probably it doesn't have to be O, but I want to apply the scale. Next things, let's make sure the location is correct. I hope that can be integers. Alright, so now we have. Next things, let's right click on value, choosing edge driver. And for the object, let's choosing this target. Second thing, right click again, go to find edit driver, call out this panel. We have to choose in the bones. And for the controlling type, we can change right here. The things I'd like to use, usually it will be the Z location. And also we can change that one to local space, which means that we are going to using the local coordinate of the object itself, rather than using this world coordinate. Let's right click, call out this one again. And then this one, let's change that one to local space. And I want this one can be bigger, so that's using the multiply to 4 to do that. And right now it doesn't have any change because right now we are under the object mode. If you want this one work, it must under the pose mode. Let's press G, Z, Z, and let's see. Okay, for now it doesn't work. Let's change this one to Euler. Press G, Z, Z again. Wait for a second. Okay, so now it works. Okay, so this is the local coordinate. So you can see that. But actually, I don't want this. Right? I don't like moving in this direction. So actually, I'm supposed to change that one to Y location. Let's change that to Y locations. Alright, so now we have. Let's move this one, go up, go down, go up. But actually, the movement doesn't fit our real move direction of the eye. So you can change that. Let's try to change this one to negative. So probably let's multiply to -1. So I think right now it's supposed to fine. Let's move down, move up, move down, move up. And if you think the transition, the change value is still not big enough, let's just go here again and change the multiply type to maybe 10. Okay, so now we have. So by using that, we can use in this way to set up the phase expression and also using the armature to control the phase expression. Okay, so once we finish understand the idea about the driver, here is some shape key that I make for my phase expression. So first thing for sure is still about the basis. Second one is about the mouse open, so we can open up the mouse. And for that one, actually you can also change the range minima. You can turn this one to negative, probably 0.2 or something, so that when we reverse this one, you can make the mouse close more. And the third one is the mouse up and down. Basically, it will be more about the smile. So with these two, you can make your character smile a little bit, something like that. Probably not that much. And also we can make this one sad or maybe show a weird faces. For that case, probably we should not make the range minima go to -1. Maybe just 0.7 would be quite enough. 0.7, something like that. Smile. Okay. And next thing is the eyes up and down. You can control the opens of the eyes. So make this one open or close. Open. So make a surprise face. Something like that. Okay, surprise face. Okay. And next thing is the happy, angry and happy. So for everyone, you are angry and surprised. Here is the surprise face. So basically, that will be about the driver. Let's remember, when you are going to create a new shape key, you have to turn everything back to the default setting. All the things here, the value number has to be 0. Otherwise, it will record the number that you have to key in on another options. Okay, so now we can start to do the armature setting. Let's try to make that one as quick as possible. Let's move the cursor to here. Then press Shift A to create a new bone. Let's scale down this one, make this one smaller. And for the Z location, I hope that can be 0. And for the rest of the part, just make sure everything is integer. It will be easier for you to do the control. And for the scale, let's just set that one as 0.1. Will be quite enough. Control A, apply O transform. Alright, so now we have. And bring the original to the geometry. I think it will be easier. Okay, so now let's go to the pose mode. So the first thing is that I want to name this bone as let's take a look. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 different type of face expression. So for that one, I want to set this one as the mouse open. Let's double click, copy the name. And for this one, let's go to the edit mode of these guys and rename this one mouse open. Okay. So next thing is we have to set up the driver. Actually, we can finish all the bone first. So this one is the mouse opens. And let's copy one more, Shift D, copy one more. And the second one, let's call that one the mouse up and down. We can move this one up a little bit. So this one is the mouse up and down. Double click, copy. And for this one, let's rename that. Go to here, rename that mouse up and down. So we can use this one to control the mouse up and down. Copy one more. So the rest of the part is about the eyes. So let's move this one here. And for that one, let's call that one as the eye up and down. Okay. Let's shift T one more. The last one is see angry and happy. Okay, so now we have. So we can jump out of the model. For now, unfortunately, I forgot to merge them together, but it is okay. We can just simply select all of them, press Ctrl J, join them together, so they will become one single armature. So let's call this armature the face expression. Alright, so now let's go to here and start to set the driver. So first things I want to show the name of each bone so that we can know which one is supposed to be control that area. Choosing the model and go to the value, add driver. Choosing the target model, a target armatures. And then do that again, add a driver. The one I want to use is the mouse open. And for the things I'm going to do, it will be the I think it's supposed to be the Z location or Y locations. Depends on, okay. Let's see, we have to use in the post mode to check that. Because right now, this one is about the, it's about the local coordinate. I prefer to use in local coordinate. Otherwise, if you're using world coordinate, when you move the model, this one will also be affected. And don't forget to check this one to Euler, so it will be the right direction. Okay, so it seems like it's supposed to be Y, so let's change that. Go to the Y locations and change this one to local space. Alright, so now I think it is supposed to work. And we can make this one a little bit bigger, so let's multiply to 5. Let's see whether this one can work. Okay. But this is, sorry for that, this is mouse open. I make something wrong here. So let's change that. Right click, edit driver. And for that one, it's supposed to be the angry and happy, right? Angry and happy. So if we move, and also we have changed this one to Euler. Okay, if we move, it can go angry, happy, angry, happy, angry, happy. So that's it. And also we can change the value. Right click, edit driver, change the module to maybe 10. It will be bigger. And I think that's all. I think, okay, let's plus minus button because I hope that it can follow the same moving direction just like the face expression. So let's move. Okay, go down, angry, happy, just like that. So now it works. For that one, I think we can also change the range of minima to -1 so that when we move to the other direction, it can also change. Okay, just like that. Pretty good. Next one, let's try to do that again. Go to the eye up and down. Right click, add driver, choosing the armature that we are going to use. Right click again, add the driver, and choose the bone that you are going to use. Eyes up and down. And it's supposed to be the Z location as well. And it's supposed to be the local space. And also, for that one, don't forget to change that one to Euler. Sorry, it's supposed to be Y direction. So that one is supposed to be Y location. Okay. Okay, it works, but it's too slow. So let's change the value. Right click, edit driver, and let's multiply to 10. Something like that. Okay. Alright, good. Surprise, smaller, surprise, smaller. And also we can change this one, the number here to -1. So you can have a negative movement. Okay. Alright, what you're doing? Alright, good. So for the mouse, same idea, just follow this way to do that. I would actually I want to stop right here, but if you need, then I will show you the whole process. Okay, right click, add driver, choosing the armatures, right click again, sorry, not here. Add the driver, choosing the bone. So for now we are working on the mouse open, I guess. Oh no, sorry, not mouse open. So it's supposed to mouse up and down. Again, the Y location in local space, right? So let's see, mouse up and down, and don't forget to change this one to Euler. Up, down, up, down. So but it's too slow, so we need to do a modification for the shift key. Right click. Let's do the modification to 10. Okay, cool. Just like that. And the last one, mouse open and up. So let's right click, add driver, choosing the armatures, and add driver again. If you don't want to do these things whole times, you can just go here and open up the driver. And here we can using the driver controlling to do that. So the things right now we're working on is mouse open. So let's go to mouse open and open up the driver. So actually right here, you don't have to reopen that things again one more time. Again and again. So let's go to here. The bone supposed to be mouse opens, and it's supposed to be local space and also Y location. Let's multiply for 10. Okay. Doesn't work? No. Okay. This one, don't forget to change that one to Euler. Wait for a second, let me confirm that. So armature multiply 10, local space. Yeah, that's correct. Why it doesn't work? Mouse open. Okay, so this is local space. So let's see. I think it's supposed to work now. Oh, still doesn't work. Why is that? Let's see. Let's delete the driver first. Okay, let's reset. Add driver and choosing the right armatures. Okay, it's supposed to be mouse open in Y locations in local space. And for that one, okay, it's right now it's already okay, so now it works. Alright, probably I make something wrong here, but it is okay. Right now it worked. So for that part, I wanna this one can multiply 10 so that it can move a little bit fast. Alright, so pretty much now. So that's about the phase control. So how can we bring everything back? Select everything, press Auto G, Auto R, and Auto S. So you can bring everything back to the original setting. So let's bring everything, let's show everything. So now we have the phase expression and also we have the body bone. We can just directly join them together. Don't forget to apply everything right here. Otherwise, it will change as well. So in that case, I'd like to apply O transform. And select this one, select the second one, Ctrl J for join them together. So I think even for now, they still can work. Okay, you can see that it still can work. And also for this one, we have to set, this is the one for controlling phase expression. And the phase expression is supposed to follow the head to move, right? So we have to set up the parent relationship for them. Choosing the bone first, choosing the head second, Ctrl P, keep offset. Make sure that when you are moving the head bone, I think this one is a head bone. Let me confirm that. Okay, this is the head bone. So just make sure that when you are moving the head bone, well, the phase expression can move as well. Okay, just like that. So the next thing is about the eyeball. We can try to set the bones on the eyeball, or you can just directly set the eyeball be controlled by the head, something like that. But anyway, the first things we have to do is to apply the mirror modifier, and also we have to separate them. So for that one, let's press arrow key and press P for separate the selections. So now these two eyeballs, they are separated. Okay, now they are separated. The second thing is that we can try to set up a damp track key for this one and for the eyeball. But before that, I'd like to set the center of the eyeball to here. Okay, that's the idea. Set the center of the eyeball to here. So set the parent of the eyeball to the head. So let's choosing them and object set origin to geometry. Move the center to the geometry itself. Second thing, choosing the, I think we can just simply choosing the bones. Wait for a second, let me think about how to deal with that. Actually, I think it works fine. So just like that, you can change the position of the eye bone, the focal point, and control the movement of the eye. And meanwhile, for sure, you still can using all the things right here to do the operations. Okay, probably, oh, okay, cool. So this is the face expressions. Alright, let me turn off that and show you the result. Okay, so that's it. And also for this one, it's supposed to follow the movement of the head. So Control P, keep offset. So that right now, I think it's supposed to work fine. So even you start to play the animation, I think it still can work. Don't forget to turn on the deformation, because for now, we just deactivate that. So don't forget, hold on your auto key and make sure the whole armature can work. Let me wipe out everything. Alright, so you have the face expression now. And also, not only about the face expression itself, you can also change this one and have the different type of face expression. So that's it. Angry, smile, mouth open. Alright, something like that. So that's it. That's about the final one. So how about the final animation? That part I think that's just like the things we have done in the first semester. I hope you guys still remember that, because I think when you guys asked me, I thought that probably some of you almost forget everything we have told in the first semester. Alright, so how can we make a 360-degree animation? I think the face expression looks a little weird. Wait for a second, let me change that. Alright, probably like that. Let's turn on the material mode. So for the 360 animation, it's very simple. So first thing, let's just create a camera, Shift A, create a camera. Alright. Second thing, in the center of this model, probably right here, let's Shift A, create an empty object. Okay. And first, this camera follow this one to move. So Control P, set parent to object. So for now, the camera is supposed to follow the empty object to move. Next thing, choosing this one, go to the frame. Probably for now, we can move the slider to here. So let's choosing the frame 5 and press K key on the key. Actually, doesn't matter. We can just keep like that. Alright, doesn't matter. Let's just go here, frame 5, or maybe frame 20, like this. Okay, and then select the empty object, press K key, and choosing the location and rotation. And on the next one, I need to know which one is the last frame. Okay, so probably on frame 80. Let's do that again. Press RZ 360 and insert keyframe again. So the camera will follow the empty object to move. Next scene, we have to change the camera view. Let's go to the view, camera to view, change the right one, and probably we can somehow change the render resolution. It can be a square shape, like this. Alright, I think my main animation will start right here. Okay, so on frame 20, let's change that, 20. And the last frame will be frame 80. Let's go to here, or let's turn off everything. Okay, just like that. So for sure, it's better for you to move your camera to the center. I think that one will be better. Or you can just simply force the empty object located in the center of the armature, something like that. And for the rest part about the lighting stuff, well, I will leave that part for yourself, okay? Because I don't think that will be the progress for this semester. That will be the things for the last semester. So please try to finish this one, okay?